All right. Phew. All right. We're live. All right. So we are at a Florida lake. I will not say what lake because a lot of people want to keep this place hush hush. And frankly, I don't really want to disclose where I'm at when I'm live fishing. But we're on our way to our first spot. This is my first time doing live on the kayak. But yeah, it should be fun. The camera looks a little bit crooked. I just spent like 10 minutes at the front of this kayak trying to set everything up, trying not to fall out the kayak. So I'll go up there and fix it, but not until I think I really need to. It doesn't look bad, just a little crooked. But we're in the shot, so that's good. Got it horizontal, nice and wide, so we can see as much action as possible. So one of the reasons I wanted to fish at this location today is because it's pretty much summer in Florida. It's going to be 94, 95 degrees today, and with humidity it might feel like 100. So it's not going to be long before a place like this is completely choked out. And the Old Town Autopilot 120, that's the kayak I have, great kayak, but it, and pretty much any kayak that has a propeller, it's going to get caught in this Florida vegetation and it's not going to be fun. So I wanted to get out here because this might be one of the last times until like fall or winter that I can really fish out here. And there's 3 other kayaks that launched before the sun came up the same time I did, and they went that way. And I know it's more choked out over there, and there's definitely some big ones up in this vegetation if they're punching and doing some stuff like that. But it would just give us a headache if we went over there. So I'm gonna head to the corner of this lake, and I'm gonna try to fish down the edge where it's a little bit deeper. Like right here, there's no vegetation behind me. It's a little bit deeper here. I could be making casts right now. Maybe I should while I talk to you. I'll slow it down and make some casts while I talk. I got things all everywhere in here. So I got my mic right here, and my PFD might be rubbing on that, so I apologize if the audio ends up sounding bad from that. And as far as how long this video goes, I'm not really sure. It's my first, oh, no joke, got one right there. Dude, that sucker hit as soon as it hit the water. Came off though. Dude, I'm gonna have to cast it right back in that spot. Saw him wake on it, and I pulled it away from him. That usually never happens with this particular bait or particular rod. It's a composite rod, and it has good amount of parabolic bend. I think I just pulled it away from him before he even had it. We got a boat coming up. away a little bit. Can't get too close to the side or I'll get the propeller stuck in some stuff. I just let this boat pass before I make any casts. Nope. Sometimes the weights crashing against the bank kind of trigger a bite. And so how it triggers a bite is the waves will crash into the bank right there, and all the bait fish that are up over there, they're going to get pushed around by that, right? And so when they're getting pushed around, the bass will take advantage, you know, because they're bigger, they're stronger, they're not getting pushed around by the water. So when they see the bait fish all struggling, they take advantage. So sometimes when waves are crashing like that, that's when I like to start making some casts. Sounds like we got another boat coming. I think there's some other kayakers that showed up after us because he just asked if we had a tournament out here. So there's probably some more guys that showed up after we launched. Oof. Yeah, that bass boat was stirring up the whole bottom out here. Yeah. None of this is fishable now. This is all stirred up. I think he's bottoming out the whole way through here. Well, let's keep it moving. Hopefully he doesn't go where we're fishing, because he's gonna mess it all up. But gotta get some of this gunk off of here. It ain't gonna work. Yeah, he stirred up the whole bottom. I don't know if y'all can see it in the video. There's bubbles everywhere. Just ran through the whole bottom. Maybe that's why he asked if it was a tournament. Once I said no, he was like, okay, I don't care if I mess up where you're fishing. If I would have known that, I would have said yes. Who knows? Who knows? There's a bunch of gunk on this. So I always do this when I go fishing. I tell myself, run to a certain spot and start there, and don't fish before you get there. And I always fish before I get there. Like, there's strategy to why I want to fish at a certain spot when the sun's coming up, you know? And I mean, it's good to like be fluid on the water and not be, you know, stuck in your ways. And like, you know, if you make a plan, sometimes you got to change plans on the go. And so you know, definitely it's definitely nice to have an open mind, but at the same time, I literally never stick to what I plan. So I noticed in Florida, most of the bass boaters will watch where I'm going, and that's where they'll go. So if you notice, that guy was, well, y'all couldn't see, but that guy was watching me. So I started looking that way, like I'm gonna go out that way. I'm not going that way, I'm going that way. But, I mean, if he's just gonna go where I'm going, where he thinks I'm going, I'm gonna make him think I'm going somewhere else. Dang it, he just turned. Dang it. Never fails. No, seriously, when I get out on the water, and all the kayak anglers, especially here in Florida, they'll know what I'm talking about. It's like you start heading towards a spot, like a main point on a lake, a spot people know about. You start heading towards it, and a bass boat like will see you, and because they can go so much faster than you, oh, I'm probably gonna get stuck in this vegetation. Because they can go so much faster than you, they'll just beat you to the spot. You know, they'll be going across the lake for 20, 30 minutes headed towards the spot, and they'll spend like 1 minute head towards that spot. I'll try to shake off some of that vegetation I just grabbed on the prop. You know, actually, surprisingly, I thought there'd be more vegetation over here. I normally don't have this thing, what do you call it? I normally don't keep this on this long string like this, and I don't like it. Just testing something out, and no, I do not like it. I usually have it on very short string, so it's like stuck on my hip. That's the way to go. I don't like this. Alright, so I gotta go through some vegetation over here to get to my spot. I keep telling myself to not fish. Don't fish, don't fish. Get to your spot, get to your spot. It's hard though, it's hard. You gotta fish, man. You gotta fish. See, look at me. I didn't even listen to myself for 2 seconds. But this thing keeps dropping like that. I'm not gonna catch anything. Making all that noise. Alright, what can I do about this? This is getting out of hand. So, right now, if I'm reading this correctly, we don't actually have anyone watching the live at this moment. And that's okay. It's early. It's Saturday. People got things they're doing. I completely understand. But this video will upload. Okay, that might work. Hopefully that stays. Oh, shoot. Dude, I just casted and a gator's head popped up near where I casted. Luckily, it's not right where he was. Definitely don't want to lose my bait messing with none of these gators. There's a ton of gators out here, too. There's tons. I can see like 6 right now. It's crazy. That one just went under. But, so I'm gonna run to my spot. I'm gonna talk to y'all while I run to my spot. It's like I was saying, there's no one watching at this moment, and that's okay, y'all. Probably sleeping in. If I wasn't fishing, I'd be sleeping in. I actually didn't even go to sleep, to be honest. I just stayed up because it's quite a drive. This isn't near me, you know. I live in Florida, and this is in Florida, but Florida is a big state, and this place is not near me. So, yeah. So as far as the live streams go, I'm hoping that these do well. You know, I got a tournament. It's a free tournament that I'm going to do. I think it's like 3 weeks from now. It's on the Kissimmee chain. I have zero confidence on the Kissimmee chain, but we're going to do it for experience. And, you know, if the live stream is doing well, people are watching the live stream, you know, it's growing the channel and what have you. You know, I'd like to live stream the tournament. That'd be cool, I think. Whoa, is that a gator or something big? Something moved right there. I gotta cast towards those reeds. Those reeds just look so nice. Bait's not running right. I casted it funky. That usually never happens. So, alright. Don't waste time. Get to your spot. Get to your spot. So yeah, the live stream, I think this could be cool because I've been having such technical difficulties lately doing everything else. You know, I had a camera melt on me, and then, you know, I got my GoPro overheats by like 10 o'clock. That sucker's no longer filming. And so it's just not good footage. It's not good filming. So when I get to the edit, it's kind of like, what's the point of messing with this? But if we do live stream, you know, you guys can see me live and uncut. And, you know, if you guys like it and it grows the channel faster, I mean, heck, I might live stream all the time. You know, there's I can't afford to drive as far as this. This is like almost 3 hours away. That had to be good. 3 hours away. I can't afford to drive that far. Not on a regular basis, but it would be cool to live stream pretty often. I got some places near me that have some good bass, but this place is loaded. There's some giants in here, and there's a lot of stuff moving around out here. I think it's gators. Oh man, I'm seeing some vegetation in our way up ahead. We're gonna go around it. I'm gonna head towards that corner. I think that corner is gonna be the spot to start. I guess I could technically make a few casts along the way. Because I cast it right to the sun. I can't see squat. Look at that. Let's go a little faster so we can get to our spot. It might be shallow. Could be tilapia too. I'm seeing some wakes. I'm seeing some movement. Some of them are gators, but I think some of them might be tilapia. Might be a tilapia heavy area, which is fine because we're not fishing this spot. It might be cool to catch a tilapia on camera, but holy cow! Dude, it's like 300 plus yards away, but I just seen a huge blow up. Like come out the water, just wow. I have to go around some of this vegetation. That was insane. That's not far from where we're headed. We're going a little bit past that actually, but that was freaking huge. Of course the camera's facing me, so y'all didn't see that, but that was a big, definitely a bass. It's like it came out of the water. We got a frog with us. I don't throw frogs too often, but they're blowing up like that. And I was trying to fish in a sitting position all day so y'all can see me. You can't really fish the popping frog sitting down. I've never tried it, but I don't think I can. So yeah, definitely missing fishing time by just running to this spot instead of fishing. But you know what? Dang, that was a tilapia. That sucker shot out like a missile. Some of these tilapia is huge. I wouldn't mind hooking up with one of them. Just taking you for a ride would be kind of fun. I've caught them on crankbaits before. It's pretty rare because they eat like vegetation and stuff, but you can catch them. That's a panfish right there. There's so much sun in my face right now, I can't see anything on the screen. But I hope it's not choked out over here, and I just wasted all this time going to this back corner. That's fishing. Got pay to play. There's something moving out there. Tempted to chuck the bait over there or whatever that was moving. It's real easy to start wasting your time chasing tilapia and stuff. We're coming up, this is probably about the area that big blow up was. I'm out. Probably should make a couple casts here, huh? So I'm gonna tell you what bait I'm using right now. 6 Sense Movement 80X. Sucker dives 2 to 3 feet, and man, it's a nice little bait to throw in Florida where everything's so shallow. I just got caught on some hydrilla. Where everything's so shallow. Now you will have to definitely pick it out of some stuff. Bro, there's a fish right here. No joke. It's so shallow, I just seen his fin come out the water. Bro, I'm hearing something blow up in the distance too. Oh man, I gotta stop wasting time. Get to my spot. Bro, I'm bottoming out right now. Trying to shake all this vegetation off. Again, there's a glare. I can't see anything. I got sunglasses, but these things, I need some new ones. They're like faded. Like they don't work anymore. I think I wiped them off too many times. And now they just like don't work. So I'm going 3 miles per hour. I definitely have hydrilla on the prop. But I'm not going to clear the prop till I get over to this area. I'm just gonna keep getting more on it. Maybe clear it this way. Run over 2 different directions. And it's going faster than it was. There's a little bass right there. It's a good sign. But definitely more vegetation here than last time. It's not like choked out yet, but we might have to fish something without treble hooks. But first things first, I'm gonna try this, and you'll see what I'm gonna do with this once we get to our spot. It's a fun way to fish. That's why I'm doing it. We'll do a few different things. I brought like 5 or 6 rods with us, so you know we can catch them a few different ways. But this is a really fun way to fish. So I want to get this on camera because I've been just slaying them for a while now, fishing with this, and kind of want to show it off. Alright, so we're where I want to be. We're back in the corner, and we're going to work our way down this bank. And I'll explain what I'm doing. But right now, just want to do a cast or two in this corner and make sure I'm not going to leave some fish. So this is supposed to be like a glass calm day. Like there's no wind today, and it's supposed to be like 94, 95 degrees. So if there's going to be a time to throw a moving bait, it might be now. Doesn't mean it won't be later, but I definitely want to try right now while the temperatures are just a little bit cooler, and they might still be eating from last night. Ugh. Man. So I'm getting gunk when I throw up too shallow. I don't know if it's just right here or if it's going to be the case going down this whole bank. Going down the whole bank, we might want to switch to something else. But first things first, we're going to make some casts with this to find out. Now, fishing this bait, you are going to spend some time picking some stuff off of it. I will tell you that. For sure. But, ooh, something went near it. But you can catch them in a hurry, and it's a lot of fun to catch them on this bait. Something went near it and then didn't hit it. And I did tell some people about this technique and fishing on this part of this lake. I wonder if they came out here and wore them out. You know? That's twice I had something just come towards it and not hit it. Okay, so I've been on here for 31 minutes already. We just got to our spot. Feels like I just started. So this isn't my favorite retrieve with this bait, but I'm trying to get a reaction and get out of this area so I don't fish this for too long. So normally this is what I like to do. Oh, see, that looks nice with the sun hitting us. Alright, so I'll let it hit. If I think they're hitting top water, which right now they could be, I'll let it hit the water, let the waves kind of dissipate as they say, and then I'll start to reel it in. It's not running right, so I popped it. There it goes. I'll just, so this is a 6-4 gear ratio. Actually, this is 6-5 gear ratio. It's my other reel. So definitely on the slower side. But what I like to do is just give it 1 or 2 cranks, then pause it for like 1 or 2 seconds. And this sucker wiggles in the water like crazy. And remember, it only goes down 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet. So when you start reeling it, it goes wiggles and it goes down. But when you stop reeling, it starts to rise up. And when it's rising up like that and then you start to reel again, that's when I usually get hit. And that seems to be the most, effective way to fish this. And they'll eat the whole thing. And when I'm fishing it a little bit faster, I'll catch my fish on the back of that bait. So on the back treble hooks, and you can see the bite marks on the back. So when I'm fishing it faster, doing like that and then pausing, that and then pausing, when I'm fishing it like that, they're usually hitting the back. Now, doesn't mean you can't fish this fast, but there is like a point where it's not good. You fish it too fast, it's just not running correctly. So you want to make sure it's running correctly and don't fish it too fast that it's not going to run correctly. So this is what I like to do. Y'all can't see what I'm casting there, but I like to get parallel. Hit some vegetation, made me think I had something. I like to get parallel with this bank See, I casted it up shallow, and I end up having the vegetation stuff on it. This might not be the best option. The vegetation has gotten a little bit worse out here since the last time I was out here. You know, but we can definitely catch some fish on this. It's just so much fun to catch it on this. I don't want to be quick to jump to another bait. Definitely seeing movement over there. Not near this coast, but over there. Honestly, I think I might be fishing too fast for them right now. But I'm trying to get a reaction bite. Might want to slow it down. You gotta think, if it's hot, if it's the dog days of summer already in Florida, and those bass just aren't quite chasing stuff, they're not really dedicating themselves to putting out a lot of energy to catch something, then you gotta move it slow. Oh, got one right there. That's what it was. Oh, it came off. It was a decent one too, but he never really had it very good. What the heck? That's what it was. Had to slow it down. So he actually pulled me right in front of the camera there. And so normally I would have just brought my camera like this, but I couldn't. The rod would have hit the camera and then I would have definitely lost the fish. So I tried to pull it back this way, even though that didn't feel natural. And the reason it didn't feel natural is because I was going to lose the fish if I did that, which I just did. So that's the thing about filming. You get your camera equipment up here and your tripod and this and that, and you know, it's cool to have your catches on camera, but it's not cool to lose fish because of your camera. Alright, I gotta slow down. I just told myself. I just unlocked the secret and then I'm already trying to fish fast. It's hard to slow it down though. Heck, I just saw Kevin Van Dam was fishing fast and caught himself dang near 8-pounder. So you can fish fast, but Here's the other thing about fishing this parallel to the bank like I'm doing, is you're gonna have some casts where you find out where that grass line is. And sometimes the grass line isn't straight. You know, it's usually not straight. But another thing that I find helps me a lot of the times, especially in heavily pressured places like this, um, make long casts. You know, if that cast is really far away, bass have great eyesight. I'm making noise. I'm talking. Like, odds are, they know I'm here. But if I cast way over there, that bass may not know I'm here. And there should be bass everywhere over here. And we're definitely around some. We're just not catching them yet. Usually I set out goals for myself when I come out on the water. Like, I want to catch a limit or I want to catch a giant. Honestly, we may catch a limit of giants. I mean, it could happen out here. Not saying we will. Definitely not saying we will. But could happen. So there's a strip up here. If I don't have a fish, by the time I get past those cattails over there, I'm changing baits. Or I'm at least gonna, put another rod up here up front with me, and pick one up, toss it, reel it in, nothing, pick up the other one, that sort of thing. Kind of play with both. I think I got to go back to doing it slow. That's when we got that good one to bite. It is so calm out here, though. Keep getting these dang bugs landing on the same part of my hat. It's weird. I wish I just had a little bit of wind out here, a little bit of ripples. That could help a lot. It's just so calm. I mean, I'm thinking about grabbing a stick bait right now. It's so calm. And that's boring. I mean, we can do a few tricks with it though. We don't have to fish it super boring. But still, like, keep noticing people jump in to watch and then they jump out. I mean, it's fishing. I don't know what else I can do to make it more exciting. I'm trying to catch them. I'm trying. I swear. I swear. You know. But y'all probably can't tell. But that bait right there, it's all beat up. Yeah, y'all can't tell, but it is very beat up. I've caught a lot of fish on this bait. And I just started fishing with it not long ago. Thing I was saying the other day, it's not exactly accurate. Like, but I think like the last 8, 10 times I've gone fishing, this bait I've probably caught 100 bass total on it. And even the days where it was like tough fishing, I only caught a handful every single day. This is the bait that I caught the most fish on right there. 6 cents movement 80x or 80 movement X. No, movement 80x. Dives 2 to 3 feet. Nice little shallow bait. All right. But today might be the day that I sideline it a little more than usual. Because, I mean, we lost a fish, so it's not like it didn't get bit. But I had to fish it really slowly to get that one bite. So let's pull out another rod. Try something a little different. So I was mentioning, oh, this kind of got a decent amount of weight on it. This is 3/8. Kind of gunky over here. Or at least it was back there. This might be too heavy. Let's see. Let's find out. What am I going to put on here? Seven-inch Fat Ace. Black and blue, baby. Ow. Yeah, that's the one right there. Because this is a big boy right here, and it's fat. This right here, this gets the big bites. So let's try chucking this around for a little bit. And as long as it's not too gunky on the bottom, this might do a little something for us. I feel like there should be a bass. If we don't catch a bass on this stretch right here, I need to, you know, pull out something else because my spider senses are tingling right here. Yeah. That is what I was worried about though. A little bit of gunk on it. What I'm gonna do is toss it up in the vegetation so I could softly entry it into the water. Stuff moving. Stuff moving out here. I see something over there moving. I don't know if that's a bass or what, but I gotta cast over it. Find out. Whatever it is still moving over there. That's probably not bass. Boy, that's moving around. Are you kidding me? I casted this like up on these little floating islands. And somehow I got stuck on it. That's crazy. Like I purposely cast it up on it so I could drag it into the water softly. And somehow I got stuck on it. There it goes. It's shallow right here. I really don't want to fish a stick bait up here. It's so boring. You know, I'm sure we can catch a fish. I'm not trying to just catch a fish though. I'm trying to catch a fish and have fun. So, I think this is the new plan. Just gonna cast everything a little bit more outside from the bank. I've been casting a little bit too close to the bank, and actually now that I think about it, that one that I did catch, I was fishing a really slow retrieve. Well, I caught it and lost it. That was a little bit off the bank. Well, we got a little ripples on the water right now. Bro, I need to take advantage of this. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. It's so weird. It's just along the bank. Like the rest of the lake looks dead calm right now. It's really strange, but I will take it. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this right here. So, drop it. And put this back where it was, right here. Organize myself a little bit for a second. Bring this rod up here. I got wet. Put another rod back. I purposely didn't bring a lot of stuff with me today, so that it wouldn't feel like a bunch of stuff's in my way. And yet, I didn't organize it very well. So a bunch of stuff. So now that we got a little bit of ripples on the water, I think it's time to bring out the underspin with a Big Easy. First cast with the underspin. Ooh, hit some grass. there's something up over there. And we're not catching it. Ooh, something definitely hit over there. Oh man, I think it was trying to hit a dragonfly. Oh man, we got our rope that we launch with in the water. I need to get that before that becomes an issue. If you're not careful, that rope can get tangled in the prop, and that's no fun. Let's see what this looks like. Got hit right there. Ooh, he let go of it. Bro, he just checked it out. Must have been a little one. Got doop right near the kayak too. I was speeding it up so I could see what it looks like under the water. Apparently, you can fish this fast. I can't even see this under the water. There's like no visibility. Might want to switch the colors on my bait. I really thought there was more visibility in this water than that. There's a couple fish right here. Keep running right into the dump in the water. Hate to change my bait as soon as I put it on here, but this ain't the right color. What colors do we got? This net is getting torn here. Okay. So far, it's the best place to actually net that fish. This might work. It's more dirt stirred up than I would say stained. But it's Florida, it's stained. But this color right here, I think, do a little better in stain, but it's going to be better than that last color, so that's all that matters. just realized I had 2 bites and two other swirls near my bait too. That's it. Morning too. I should be catching them right now. Might get tougher to catch them after. This rod is a little stiff, so like I get little bites, and if I don't just let them have it and wait for them to for sure have it, I'm gonna pull it out of their mouth. But this hook's a little beefy, so I like to have a little bit stiff of a rod because you get a big one on there. You want to have some backbone and drive that sucker home. If I feel a big one on there, I'm definitely side swiping. Bam, hook set to the side. Try to get them in the side of the cheek. There's definitely some fish right here, but oh my goodness, so much gunk on there. But I ain't gonna spend all day trying to catch whatever's right here. All right. I was definitely getting bit on that underspin swim bait. I wonder if it's because it goes deeper than this bait right here. And they're just not quite up near the surface right now. Might be the case. But I mean, heck, bro, fish moving right there next to me. Oh, this looks like a decent spot. I think we're about to start catching. I should just not put down my crankbait. Just kept crankbait in my hands. So long as I want to put down this whole thing. Mine. Just throwing this crankbait. I mean, this lake is muddy. You were in this mud before. I was not prepared for how muddy this was. The thing is, because the levels are so low, all the boats that come out here are just stirring everything up. they're having a hard time finding the bait. I might have to switch to like a chatterbait. Feels weird throwing a chatterbait with it being dead calm. But they can't see the bait. But you know what? Fishing this bait real slowly works as well. Oh, I just saw a dang guard. I wonder if that's what we've been getting bit, because normally I don't lose anything on this rod. This rod's like great. Once I get bit, it's got good parabolic bait. Just catch it. I wonder if that's what we did get. Getting bit by guard. Pretty sure the one I caught all the way to the kayak though. That was guard. How long have we been live streaming? An hour and 14 minutes. The first 30-ish minutes of that is going to the spot, but we should have caught the fish down there. Seen a bunch of movement out there, and I think that's gar. That's not good. I'm definitely seeing some movement out there. I think that's gar. I might try to make my way down this bank a little bit quicker, just in case it's not gar. Heck, right now I'll take a gar just to get the skunk off. That's another reason why I wanted to fish here, is because I usually catch them pretty decent in here, and it's gonna be a tough day most places you fish today because it's just so hot. There's no wind. You know, the full moon was what, 2 days ago? They probably were eating good around the full moon. Yep. So they might be taking it easy a little bit right now. That's got to be a dog there next to us. Hey, hey. must not be casting the bait correctly because I normally don't have it get caught on itself so much. The fact that we haven't landed a fish yet makes me think they're not seeing the bait. Because our best time was when we fished it really slow. And that gave them a chance to see the bait fishing really slowly. So I'm going to try fishing it really slowly on this retrieve. But we might have to switch to something like a chatterbait that just gives off a ton of vibration and kind of lets the bass find it without having to see it. Can't see that screen very well. It's like 7 feet away from me. Yeah, it looks like we've been filming for an hour and 19 minutes. Like, even if the bass aren't up on this bank and they're out here in the middle more, first of all, the depth around the edge here is slightly deeper than the middle. It's like almost like a canal running around the edge. So usually you think, oh, out in the middle, they're out there post spawn because it's deeper and it's cooler. But there's shade on this bank because the sun's rising behind it. And then on top of that, it's actually slightly deeper here. And on top of that, there's vegetation up on the bank. There's another reason for them to be over here. And so, you know, there's a few good reasons why there's some. Oh, that was a bass. That was a bass came out the water for a dragonfly. I might have to throw a chatterbait though. I might have to. Just the water is looking so muddy, stirred up, chocolate milk. A lot more than normal. Now, you might have to go find cleaner water and just not fish here at all. But I actually like fishing dirty water. I actually have a lot of success in dirty water. But you gotta fish it correctly. And right now, we're not really doing that. We're trying to force this bait because I like fishing with it so much. That underspin, it's not bad. You know, it gives off some vibration. This gives off some noise. But I think we're gonna have to go. Well, you know what? quite vibrate as much as a vibrating jig, but spinnerbait's a good little vibrating bait. And this chocolate milk we got over here. And it's white, so you can see it. Heck, I reeled that in pretty fast and I still got gunk on it. This might be a challenging day right here. I'm gonna keep running down this bank. I don't know. We might not get many bites, but you never know. Out here, it might be a freaking giant when we do get one. I'm okay with that. I don't throw spinner baits enough, to be honest. Just a ninja spinner bait from Gambler. Thin wire. I don't have a trailer hook on it because it's designed to have the hook a little further back, so you don't need a trailer hook. Obviously, you're gonna lose less fish with it, but it's meant to be fished, you know, through vegetation a little better, which, you know, it's Florida. We're gonna be in some vegetation, so this might be the move right here. Man, yeah, stuff on. No matter what I throw, there's so much different types of gunk in here. So we gotta keep going down this thing. Could go out in the middle, but I think I want to keep working this bank. In the past, when I've worked this bank, I've caught some fish. But I think I got gunk on it. No, grass that time. Okay. One of those dang birds that swim under the water and eat fish is up ahead. That's a good sign. I might switch back to my crankbait. There goes. Something moved right there. I know these fish are over here. They just can't find the dang bait and all this chocolate milk. Come on, see the spinner bait. It's vibrating like crazy. Alright, we might have to go back to a it's a fun bait to throw, but this might be the one right here. The one time that we actually like hooked up with a fish, they didn't just swipe at it or miss it. And we fought it all the way up to the kayak. Was when I was fishing this bait just really slow. I think it's because they're not finding the bait in this chocolate milk. So you can definitely go out there and try to find some water that's not chocolate milk. But I'd like to up my chocolate milk skills. And my number one choice is a chatterbait. I will say that. But I feel like I depend on the chatterbait way too much. That's grass. There's a big gator up ahead. But he already sees us coming. He's getting out of the way. Can't believe how slow I'm fishing this thing. Should be able to fish it a little bit faster. Worst case, guess I'll tie on a dang chatterbait. Really don't want to. You know, we're out fishing for fun. This ain't tournament fishing. Actually, one tournament that I'm gonna be in, you're not supposed to fish chatterbaits. Ooh, got me his head. Got grass on him now. He went, missed it. Must have not liked it. Miss it like that. So you think they might hit top water. So when I don't think they hit top water, I'll let it hit the water and I'll start reeling it and getting it down under that water. But when I think they might hit top water, I'll let it hit the water and kind of sit there and give the fish time to come over and check it out. I didn't even know I was It landed in vegetation, but I didn't see it slightly submerged. Oh, and speaking of like letting it sit on top of the water versus reeling it right away, dude, I have a so the biggest bass I caught on this was a trophy bass, and it was actually it was the last day of April, and so not that long ago, and man, a ton of gators coming down this stretch. Maybe that means there's bass over here. Sometimes I feel like I catch the most bass I catch is when I'm around a bunch of gators for some reason. But so it was the end of the day, and it was like the next fish I catch is gonna be the last fish, right? And I was kind of working the bank, kind of like I'm doing now, but I was further off the bank, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of bass started busting on bait fish further out. So I went over and I checked them out, and I got close enough where I could just bomb a cast and get it to land near where they were busting on bait fish. Because they were hitting the bait fish top water, when this hit the water, I used it like a top water bait. I let it sit there, and I let the ripples on the water go away. It took like 10 plus seconds. Like I let it sit there. And as soon as I started to reel in the slack, and mind you, it was such a long cast that even when I reeled in the slack a little bit, the bait hadn't moved yet. And when I tell you this was like something out of like a movie, it was something out of a movie. This 8+ pound bass just bam came flying like 2 feet out the water and just crushed this bait. And I mean, sometimes bass will do that and your bait will go flying and you'll be like, man, that was awesome, but I wish he got the bait. No, that bass had the bait, boom, and still went flying 2 feet out the water. So, and then all of a sudden, I reeled in and set the hook, and she was definitely there. So, and that could happen today. There's definitely some big ones in here. We catch a bigger one in here. Right now, though, it's definitely a tough bite for me, anyways. There's a couple other guys out here. I think they're probably punching though. I can't really punch a whole lot in the old town because this prop on here, really any prop in Florida, just catches vegetation and makes it kind of a pain, kind of a hassle. So I'm just fishing where I can kind of fish hassle free. And I've caught a big one over here too, so it's not like, I mean, the big ones can be anywhere. This lake isn't a huge lake. They move around. I mean, there's going to be some that live up in the vegetation year round, but I think that was a gar that moved right there. I wonder how much cleaner it is out there. Oh, there's like a giant grass island in the middle. Okay. Okay. We're gonna work this bank. Something just busted behind me. It's probably a bass too. We're gonna work this bank down this edge here, and then work back. And I might work back doing something a little different. Maybe I'll throw the chatterbait. Probably be smart to throw the chatterbait since this isn't getting a lot of love. But we might go out there and fish near that just island of vegetation out in the middle. Because that area should be about just as deep as here. And so the fact that there's just a giant island of vegetation, technically we could try and punch, but again, we don't usually have most success punching. Actually, I don't even know if I brought stuff for punching. I can't believe we haven't caught a fish yet. I jinxed myself. I forget. I said it like a couple times at the boat ramp. I was like, man, I just hope I don't get skunked today. I've never been skunked out here before. I do a live stream and get skunked. I mean, sometimes the bite takes a while to get going. Hopefully that's all that's going on. I actually haven't fished in 2 weeks. So if the bite is non-existent in the morning lately, which I would doubt, but if that's the case, I wouldn't really know. Spot we're coming up on. I think I caught a couple fish right here. Last time I was working this bank. I've only been to this place like 4 times. I caught like a dozen bass down this stretch last time I was here. So I just figured, I'll do the same thing today. I caught one decent one. I don't remember how big it was. Might have been like close to 23 inches. Can't remember. Might have been 22. I think it was 22 inches. I think Chris Mitchell was here, and I think he caught 23 inches. I remember his was a little bit bigger than mine. Maybe mine was 22 or 22 something. I don't remember. don't know, man. Oh, as soon as I said that, or was about to say it, I seen a fish blow up down there. Dang mosquitoes out here. But just thinking, man, that big old island that's the vegetation that showed up out there, that might be a good little spot to fish around. Just thinking about just over to it. But then, as soon as I say that, up near these reeds up here, bass came flying out the water. Not a big one, but still a bass. And there's like a heron and two other birds right up on the bank over here. So maybe we're finally gonna start catching some. Seeing a little bit of movement away from the bank, so I might try my luck and not hug the bank so much. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I got my rods like on the freaking, they're horizontal going back, and I still managed to hit it. It happens. As soon as I come up on some fish, I do some stuff like this. That's like a skill to wrap your bait around the rod like this. I don't even know how to do it. On the inside. There we go. I lost the one person I was watching. Alright. Coming up on a spot. There goes nothing. Actually, I bet you. Yep, where those reeds are at. I just want to go near those reeds. Come up on these reeds kind of slow, stealthy. If we don't catch a fish soon right over here, we need to rethink some things. This just looks too good. Something moving around here too. If I don't get bit on this retrieve right here, I'm gonna have to throw some loose like these. I got a stick big tight on. It's a big old 3 ounce weight. And it's kind of a junky bottom. At least it was. Maybe it's harder. Maybe it's a harder bottom here. Something just jumped out the water right in front of it. Oh, this stuff is moving around here. We got birds over here. Stuff's moving. We're not getting bit. It's this chocolate milk. Not getting bit in the chocolate milk. Understand. Bro, this reel feels so different than that other reel. It's stuck up on that. Are you kidding me? Get up off that. Are you kidding? There it goes. Alright. A couple more casts here and then I'm headed out towards that little island. The vegetation out there. There's stuff moving around here. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, I really think chatterbait or vibrating jig, I should say, is the way to go out here right now. But I have a tournament coming up where I can't fish a vibrating jig, so try not to rely on there's stuff moving back there. I don't know if it's cars, but there's plenty of stuff moving out here. There's a glare. I can't see anything on the screen right now. But I'll head out towards this. I don't understand how there's really it's probably like hydrilla. It's a little island of hydrilla out here, which is surprising because this whole area out here is like the same depth. So the fact that hydrilla got choked out in one area and not everything else, kind of surprising. But there's some hydrilla right here. What other colors do I have? Yeah, every color I've tied on just gets lost in this. I thought maybe this chartreuse would pop out because it's not just muddy water. It's got some stain to it, but I can't see it in there. I just heard a gator making some noise. Got anything darker? There's a stick bait. That's black and blue. Tennessee shad. Crawdads. June bug. Not on an underspin at least. Stick baits. I can't believe I don't have darker colors. This is crazy. I mean, I have the icebreaker color. It's like, got a white belly. That white belly might be my best option out of the colors I have with me, but it's so hard to see in here. Got some dark color stick baits. Might be the way to go, to be honest. I got a Carolina ray too. That's kind of boring. I'm trying to fish some moving baits and be less boring. You can see the underspin. Everything else that's a little harder to see. This point, I hope it's clean. vegetation. There's some little patches of grass out here. It's not much, but we got a little ripple out here. That might be enough. How did that underspring get that much stuff out there? I think there's just too much stuff out there these days. Honestly, hate to say it, but Carolina rig might be ready to go. Put like a floating worm on the Carolina rig. That weight will be all up in this gunk. So that floating worm hopefully will be sitting up off the bottom. Try it when I get over there. Right now, I don't even know if I'm around any fish. But I'm running this bait through these patches of hydrilla sitting out here. I'm seeing a whole lot going on. If we had wind out here and like some real ripples on the water, because I think they're out here, you know, chatterbait would be a move. Heck, even this underspin could do some damage. I just bumped something. Almost felt like a fit. So bro, there must be like 2 inches of visibility because I just hit something and I don't see anything. Yeah, it might not even be 2 inches. So crazy. You know what? More of that gunk. So, might throw that dang spinner bait. But right here, got an island of vegetation. It looks like it breaks up. It looks like it pretty much goes all the way to the bank over there. So we could fish parallel to this stuff going that way. It might be the move. There's just no visibility. What the heck? it might be a rough day with the heat and everything, but I did not expect to really be fishing a stick bait. And this is a 3/8 ounce. It's gonna get gunk on it. It's not gonna be the most effective. Best thing I can hope for is that I shake it off during the retrieve. Right now I'm fishing pretty fast, but that's because it's gonna get stuck in the gunk if I don't. Yeah, see, that's still got a bunch of gunk on it. What I can do is chuck this cast one of these little vegetation islands, then bring it on the island, shake it up off the island slowly, let it fall on the other side, and hope a bass picks it up. This is it's really not a fun way to fish, but if I'm being honest, you know, it's like shallow fishing, which is kind of my strength. Not in the old town as much though, but it's what I've done most of my life. I don't even have electronics on this kayak. Not yet, anyways. Should be getting something pretty soon. Big patch of hydrilla up over there. Not sure how close I can really get to this stuff before I end up stuck in it. And there's a good chance I'm gonna have to change my weight I have on here. That 3/8 is nice when I keep the bait moving, like I did good. And if I don't get actual gunk stuck on it, one of these casts, it could be, oh, just got nibbled. More than nibbled. Oh, son of a gun. You boom. That was a good nibble too. To be honest, it was probably like a 16-inch bass, because the big bass, they'll be more subtle than that, to be honest. Some of the really big ones, you barely feel it. That sucker picked it up. He might have just dropped it once he saw this gunk on it. Yeah. Probably gonna have to downsize our weight. Or have a Carolina rig. Could just throw that. The weight will be down in there. And the bait will be floating on its own. Rigged up that Carolina rig though, kind of put a pretty big hook on it. I might lose some fish. It's gonna be a little hard to drive those big hooks home. Carolina really. Although it's a pretty big rock. So I'm gonna try it. There you go. All right. All right. That is unnecessarily tough though. I got like a 3-foot leader on this too. Even that got a bunch of gunk on the bait. That's wild. There's too much of this gunk out here. But, alright. I might have to. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. Time to get serious. I've been just winging it this whole time. No more winging it. It's right here. Put on a different size weight. I'm gonna start fishing for real. Actually, I'll make a few casts with it before I change it up. definitely isn't cleaner over here. I will say that. I wonder if it's like this everywhere. So right now I'm fishing with a 7-inch Gambler Fat Ace. So we'll definitely get less bites with a bait this big. But if we catch a giant, I'm okay with that versus a bunch of small ones. With how much gunk is just in this lake right now. I don't know. The other thing is this worm floats. It's a stick bait that floats. Big old stick bait that floats. I don't know. It's still catching gunk on the bottom with this 3/8 weight on here. I'm thinking what I might have to do is really show the bass where this bait is. So run up in these areas that are choked out and I drill it. Throw the bait over top of it. Run it up over that stuff. Fast enough that it makes a commotion. But slow enough that they can still find it when I drop it out on the other side. So rod tip up. Bring it over the stuff slowly. Hook something. Comes and gets it. And the weight on here is called a Brass Pro. Rattling weight. So it actually has kind of like a bead in it. It makes like a little rattling noise, which is good in this chocolate milk where they can't see anything. So if you give it little pops while you're moving it, that rattle will make some noise. I feel like there could be an absolute giant in all this hydrilla out here. I mean, there it is. There definitely is. But I mean, like, we might catch one. Running this bait through it. At any moment, just boom. Just could get absolutely destroyed. The other thing is it might be a subtle bite. We might catch one of the giants out here when we let this fall and then just pick it up nice and slow. think moving this over the top of these is going to be our best option. A big old gator just popped up out of the hydrilla. That's not the big one we were hoping would show itself out here. Dude, I couldn't imagine if like a big gator just popped up right next to me. Shoo, no thank you. Dude, first time I fished Lake Harris, crazy thing happened. I had, oh shoot, no, wasn't paying attention. I thought I might have had some. The hook came out, got stuck on something. But first time I fished Lake Harris, I was fishing near the bridge, and behind me was like this, like swirl. So I think, and I was in the Johnny boat, not this Old Town. And the Johnny boat is only 10 feet tall. It's a much 10 feet long. It's a much smaller kayak, and it's green. And so I had what it was there was a gator right behind my kayak, and it like got close to me to check me out, and then it like swirled away, you know, just went like that. And the way it swirled, I didn't even see it because I'm facing this way, but I could feel how that gator swirled right behind me. And it was weird because I thought it made like a little bit of a splash when it did it. So I'm looking up at the bridge thinking someone tossed something off the bridge, you know, and no one's up there. And I'm sitting there like, that's weird. It felt like a swirl, but someone had to have tossed something off the bridge. And then, you know, moments later I realized what happened. I was like, oh shoot. I had a gator right on my tail. I think it's getting around that time that they get territorial too. In a minute, we might have to downsize our weight. Ooh. It's like it fooled me. Thought that might have been a bite. In a minute, we might have to downsize our weight and start finesse fishing, which that sounds horrible. I might just go back to that bank and throw a crankbait again. There's nothing moving around. All this dang hydrilla out here, no way this isn't loaded with bass. They just sitting on the bottom. Or is there one end of this lake that's just crystal clear and all the bass are there? I really did not want to do exploring today. I just wanted to, you know, run up the bank a couple times, throw the crankbait around, and catch some fish and la-di-da, go home. But no, I think we're gonna have to grind it out today. Trying to make it easy for us. Definitely ain't seen grass there. I'm gonna run back to the bank and finish going down this bank. Definitely not biting as good as last time I was out here. Last time I was out here, I caught a dozen bass the first few hours I was out here. We've been filming for, I think this says 2.5 hours, which means we've been fishing for like close to 2 hours. Yikes. Yikes. So yeah, I'm just gonna fish this bank all the way down and then go back. That was my plan. I was just gonna go back and forth down on this bank today. But I don't know. It's been a rough bite. I don't know, maybe they've been biting around lunchtime and just it's gonna be tough until then. Honestly, if we tie on a stick bait though, I don't think I really want to do it though. You know, this ain't a tournament or anything. But if we just tie on a stick bait, pound the bank, and just work that bait, dead stick it, you know, work it crazy slow, pop it around a little bit here and there, we would get a bass or two, smaller ones for sure. Maybe an occasional decent sized one. That is the thing about me personally, is I can always go catch a few fish with a stick bait, but we don't want to do that today. Even as tough fishing as it may be, that's just too boring. We're gonna throw this crankbait around a little bit. With all this chocolate milk, I think we just gotta fish it really slow. One turn of the handle, pause it for 2 or 3 seconds. One turn of the handle, just really slow. Go really fast. I just hope it goes right across the face of the fish, but that hasn't worked yet. It's been the slow retrieve. Been getting a bite at least. Something was moving up over here. Probably another car. Oh, something moving again. Chasing bait fish. A bar right over there. This bar right here was too. Another way to catch them though is you just see them moving, you start throwing your bait around them. And this is a perfect bait for if they're chasing stuff near the top of the water because it only dives 2 or 3 feet. Cast near them, just kind of work your bait slowly past them. But I'm not trying to chase them all around the middle of the lake. I think I'm gonna just pound this bank. But I think I got a miss hit right as I took my hand off the reel to adjust the bait. Must have been something small or a gar. So I took my hand off the bait or off the reel, went for this, and I felt like, and I wasn't even moving the bait. Bro, I can't believe how good I was catching them last time I was over here with this bait compared to now. It's wild. Get a little more parallel with this bait. I feel like all the shady spots right near the bank are in like a few inches of water. If I ever see a shady spot that actually drops off into the water a little bit, that's going to be a spot to cast it. Everything looks super shallow. Actually, a little bit of shade from that tree right there. need to put a smaller weight on this right shock, and then see if we can't catch something. Right now, I'm only seeing gar. That's not what we want to see. So I'm just going to put a 3/16 ounce weight on here. I might even downsize it up. I'm just going to put a small stick bait on. Maybe a 5-incher. Definitely didn't want to resort to grinding out my fish today. Definitely didn't want to do this. If I can just get the gump to stay off of this. It's going to be a little hard for this stick bait, but I do have a little trick here. I have a toothpick. Dang, I just did that twice. I know I talked about it, or started to talk about it earlier, that if this live streaming, dang, a couple things are moving right here, probably gone, but still. If this live streaming takes off at least a decent amount, starts helping the channel grow and what have you. Heck, I might fish tournaments and live stream myself in the tournaments. And you'll see if I do that, that I will be fishing with a lot more intensity than I am right now. And frankly, I will be more prepared. At least I will try to be. Okay, so I'm going to take about half of this, poke it in the end. This will help this float a little bit. See, I'm going to share all my secrets with y'all. That's the thing about live streaming. You're going to get the secrets. The tail's a little funky shaped because of that. But it will float. I got my dipping glow, Spike It dipping glow, Mr. Blue. perfect for black and blue. Alright, so now we're fishing for real. Now we ain't playing with it. I don't know if I'm around the bass right now, but if we are, they're gonna bite. I'm not gonna have a choice. It's not up to them. I ain't playing with it. Now, let me get this sucker out the way because when I bring in a bass, treble hook bait sitting there is gonna give me trouble sitting in the water like that. I think that's it. Oh, just got the first freaking cast with a stick bait. It's a decent one. Oh, it came off! How do they keep coming off underneath this underneath the camera? Dude, that was a decent one. He was pulling me. They keep coming off. Now, normally I would fight them coming around, but the camera's in the way, so I can't bring my arm across here. I'm gonna run into it. And frankly, right now I have the rod sticking out off the front of the kayak too. So, all right, what I'm gonna have to do is stand up next time, because I normally do fish standing up, but that's freaking crazy. Dude, that was a good fish too. I don't know if y'all could see much. That was a good fish. Unbelievable. They want the bait sitting down there. Oh, we got a professional overcast here. They want it sitting down there. I can kind of tell. Dang, I'm making it worse. I hate when it does that. When you have like just a little bit overcast and then you go try and fix it and it ends up being like, you end up having to undo like the whole thing. Apparently I need to tighten this up. That was wild. That was the first freaking cast. Now I had it sitting down there because I messed with my stuff. The next one I catch, I'm gonna have to stand up. Heck, maybe I should stand up right now and adjust the camera because I have it on a stand. I can make it higher, but I didn't make it higher because then I really can't bring anything around it. But, bro, I just got bit again right as I was about to bring this up. Alright, you know what? I'm about to cast this over there and let it sit for a second. No, I probably didn't have it that time. The other time I had it, he was freaking coming across the but let's bury this. The bass just jumped over there. He probably thinks it's still hooked. Unbelievable. Alright. So see if I can fix this. Man, that sucker's stuck. I guess not. Watch, we're gonna have a fish on here, just like last time. Nope. As y'all saw the first cast, we had a decent one on. Told you, if we have to, we can go grind out some fish with stick bait. Next hook set, I'm gonna have to set the hook on that fish like it owes me money. I'm not losing another fish. So I just casted it underneath like a tree that's has a little bit of shadow coming out into the water, whereas all the other shadows are right up on the bank and a couple inches of water. That shadow is coming out a little bit. So that shadow seems a little more promising. I'm gonna put another coat of garlic on this bad boy. If I can find where I put that, there it is. You'll spike it, dip. I was down there, but because for some reason it just decided to not be connected anymore, I ran back this way hoping I'd get a better connection, but it didn't make sense that I wasn't connected anyways. I didn't move, I was just sitting in the same spot, and all of a sudden then I wasn't connected. But I guess that can happen when you're out on these lakes. It was still kind of weird though. But yeah, right before some of these dang birds, right before we got disconnected, I had finally switched to a stick bait. The very first cast, we had a decent one on, brought it all the way up and lost it right up underneath the front of that kayak. That's where we're losing all our fish today, because the camera's in the way. I can't bring the fish past. So this next fish, I'm gonna set the hook hard and I'm gonna bully that fish. That fish is gonna go where I want it to go. So that cast was up on the bank, but right now I'm casting out in the middle, hoping that they're sitting out here in a little bit deeper water. And I mean, heck, with the water levels low, it's only about 4 feet. But this is a shallow lake, so that's kind of how it is on most of the lakes. There's a few spots that are like 9 feet, but it's like a hole. It's not like an area. Water level is low right now, so I'd say probably most of the lake is about 3 feet. So, surprised it's not choked out more, to be honest. But just learned to not cast this out in the middle, because that had a ton of gump on it. Dude, did my phone just turn off? No freaking way. No way. Oh my goodness. I can't make this stuff up. Oh my goodness, there's so much line in here, bro. This is why. Oh my goodness. I actually haven't done this yet. This is the first time I've got my line stuck in my trolling motor. And I'm guessing it's because I had to fix the dang phone because it keeps not connecting and losing connection. But there's no way I'm untangling that. I keep trying. Bro, that's up in there good. And of course it's the dang stick bait where I'm actually getting bit. I gotta cut that out of there. It's gonna take 10 minutes. I'm just gonna end the feed now. This was a disaster first live stream, but we'll have to do it again, and we'll have to do a much better job. This is crazy. I can't believe this. All right, how do I end the live stream?